All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. I think that's the name of the show. I do so many of them, I forget, right? How about that? Let's move on and see what we've got going on in these prices, because that's what you want to see. You don't really care what I have to say. Let's take a look and see what's going on in corn. We've 3 3/4 cents higher. That's not bad, right? We're just a penny off the highs. We've expanded out that range just a tad. We now have a 7-cent range in D's corn. D's trades at 4.86 3/4, 1 tick off the 1 1/4 cent off the high. That's 3.5 cents higher in the day, so that's not bad, but it's pretty quiet. Just grinding a little bit higher. Soybeans, they're lower by 1 1/4 cents up front in the Nove. We do have a 13 in front of it, though. 13.02 even as last there. Again, that's Nove beans. 13.02 now, only 3/4 cent down lower, as this market kind of just firms up a little bit going into that report tomorrow. We've had about a 20-cent range in Nove beans today, so again, we're 3/4 cent lower. 13.02, about 4.5 cents off the highs. Let's move on to see what we've got going on in Chicago wheat. That's down 1.5 cents, 5.78 is last. That's the D's contract. Chicago wheat down 1.5 to 5.78 in Chicago. Let's go see what's going on in Kansas City. That's the hard red. That's down 9.5 cents. 6.85 is last there. 4 cents off the low of 6.81. That's the D's contract, 9.5 cents lower, 6.85. From the hard red wheat in Kansas City, let's move on to the spring wheat up in Minneapolis. 1.5 cents lower up front. That's D, 7.49 is last there, but surprisingly, you go all the way out the deferreds to SEP, that's higher. 7.89 even is last. That's still a penny and a half off the highs out there. So that's an interesting spring wheat board. And then finally, let's talk about cotton for a second. We'll get back to our guest analyst. 68 points higher in that D's cotton in Chicago. 88.98 is last. And that's about $1 off the highs. So looking, or 100 cents off the highs. 100 points. Sorry. All right. Let's get back to Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading. He's with us here on the show today. Tommy, thanks for being on. Anything jump out at you when you take a look and hear those numbers?
Well, looking at my quote board, just noticing that there's kind of like a inflating commodity story. Copper's having a good day, first day on a long day. And you really have to, I said on your show the other day, I wish crude oil could tell me what it was doing or thinking. And then it plopped plus 350 yesterday and then blew up to above 95 last night. Now it's come way off that. But $95 crude oil last night probably has large hedge funds and giant speculators wondering, why are we so bearish commodities? And I really feel as we come into the end of the month and the end of the quarter, you're going to see a lot of adjusting of positions. You're seeing a lot of great bounces in markets. We'll talk cattle and pigs when we come back on the show, but things are getting better. I mean, corn's inching its way towards $5. And the fact that it's harvest, these are good signs.
I agree. And we also saw we came within a whisper of 470 in that 10-year yield last night, too, 4.7, which is a big deal. So that also had our currencies a lot stronger. Now that's backed off again to the low 460s, and so you've seen the currency come off. But the currency's also been a big story for eggs, too, as of late, too.
Yeah, so dollar being stronger and the bond market, 2s, 5s, 10s, 30s, everything. Call them 15, 20, 30-year highs. Most of us don't remember paying interest like this. And one of the big lies, Scotty, and viewers that's out there is interest rates have been this high before. Yes, but you didn't have a $5 million operating note in 1981. You were borrowing $150,000 and almost went broke trying to pay that back, and your neighbors did go broke. So the amount of dollars we're throwing around in the ag markets, in the cattle markets, in every market, no matter what industry you're in, everything is a big money game, and 10% interest rates really do matter. Anyone who's trying to tell you it's no big deal is trying to sell you a house or a car or something else that they're having a hard time selling.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And that's that Fed funds rate at 5.5 right now. Look, I mean, that doesn't sound high, but it is really high when you've had 15 years of zero. That's what you need to preface that story with. When money's been free for 15 years, all of a sudden 5.5% seems really expensive. And I don't think the economy nor the consumer is built for it, but we'll see. That's another one of those, I hate to say it, but only time will tell. Stay right there. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk livestock with Tommy Grisafi, Advanced Trading, Valparaiso, Indiana, right after this. All right, welcome back into Market Day Report. Let's talk about livestock, because you can't wear this jacket all day and not really talk about the livestock, right? I mean, that would just be rude. All right, let's talk about live cattle. I've got that lined up for us, and we can see that it's better, right? Live cattle are higher today. October trades up $1.87 to 186.77. That's not bad, is it? Dees, look at that. That's even better. $2.62 higher there to 190.80. That's still about 70 cents off the high. So live cattle doing well, trading higher on the day. Let's move on to feeders and see what they have in store for us. And October feeder cattle, sorry. Look at that, $2.72 higher there, 254.97 is last. But you go out the deferreds, look at November, that's up $3.15 to 257.95 as they reinflate these cattle markets. And then we're 3 for 3 as far as these livestock markets, because we also have a higher lean hogs board, and this has really started to tack on some gains. We're $1.92 higher in that October contract to 84.05. The Dees is up $3.25. Look at that, to 76.02. All right, let's get back to our guest analyst. That's going to be Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading in Valparaiso, Indiana, right along I-30 there, just south of 94. All right, Tommy, there's a lot going on. By the way, are the guys in the field yet out that way yet?
Now they are, yep. Yeah. They're just getting going. But again, we've had some big rains here, so rain's holding people back a little bit. And that might be what's giving this market a little boost as these rains come through and slow the flow of grain. As you know, Scott, if we have a solid month of rain delays, an incredible amount of corn, wheat, and beans gets used during that month, especially corn and beans. So sometimes a little rain delay is good for the market. Real quick, hogs, cattle, feeder cattle, that's what I'm talking about, that inflation trade. Commodities are not dead. They have went down. They are readjusting to the new interest rate environment and the new demand scenario. But if you get things low enough, you see buyers, and end of the month squaring, end of the quarter squaring, 1 quarter left in this period called 2023. And boy, meats might be the ones that go out with the bang, and they're probably loving all this affordable corn. Low corn basis through Mississippi River problems in Panama Canal. Just got off the phone with a hog producer, and he loves affordable corn.
All right, good stuff. And I just had some research about the top 15 things that retail investors are putting their money in right now. And it's about time to invest in ags and commodities, because it was 15 out of 15. So they're not going to get a lot of love getting short down here. I think you're right, Tommy. I think there's money coming that way. All right, that's good enough for us right now. Thank you very much, Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading, a great friend of this show and the Cow Guy Close. He's in Valparaiso, Indiana. Bring it back and throw it to Suzanne.